EA Sports. It's in the game.
Welcome to Madden NFL 20. Here you can select your difficulty, play style, favorite team, or accessibility options. You can always change these later from the game settings.
Menu narration option is set to off.
Accessibility settings. Accessibility settings. Accessibility settings.
Hello, everyone. It's the coach. Welcome to EA Sports coverage of the 2019 NFL Pro Bowl from right here in Orlando, Florida. Coming up, the AFC looking to make it 3 in a row as they square off against their rivals from the NFC. I'll be back at halftime, but first, let's get you downtown to Camping World Stadium. Standing by our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, much appreciated, Coach, as we welcome all of you to our exclusive coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Straight ahead, bragging rights on the line in the 46th meeting of the AFC and the NFC in the 2019 NFL Pro Bowl game. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden, and Charles, it's the Pro Bowl. You never really know what to expect, so I guess I'll ask you, what do you expect?
Well, in recent years, it has turned into an absolute offensive explosion, hasn't it? Games in the 50s are not out of line. What you're hoping is that some of these great defenders have a chance to adjust and react and maybe narrow that down a little bit. But I will say, this game is tilted heavily towards the offense's advantage.
Excitement? Well, we got that in abundance as this Pro Bowl is underway from Orlando, Florida. This will be taken in at the 1. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 25.
Ready, 95-56, 95-56.
They'll run with the Rams' Todd Gurley. And, whoa, he's going to hope that that is not a sign of things to come. A rude welcoming to this ball game. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll be a 2nd and long. A beautiful fake. And now running right through him. Oh, and now he bowls him over. They'll wind up getting 10 back there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and 5. Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Caught by the tight end Ertz. It's another 10 yards on that one and another 1st down. Well, he was so good throwing the football on 3rd down during the regular season. Why wouldn't it carry over here to the Pro Bowl?
Sometimes that's just who you are, right? If you're good at something during, as you said, during the regular season, so what if it's with a bunch of guys you're unfamiliar with? It's 3rd down, he finds a way to convert.
Now the New York Giants star playing in the Pro Bowl as a rookie, Saquon Barkley. Breaks the tackle, he's got room to run. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. It's a pickup of 17 and a 1st down. That's something we saw over and over again in Barkley's rookie season. He had 91 catches last year, most ever by a rookie running back. Part of a fantastic rookie campaign that saw him go over 2,000 total yards. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. Ooh, with a juke. And now running right through it. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script.
And he is in. Touchdown NFC. A 12-yard touchdown run. And the NFC takes it all the way down the field to score on their opening drive. So the NFC with our first touchdown of the game. And, of course, we'll probably see some offense in this one. I don't know, though, that we'll see what we saw in 2013 when the NFC posted 62 points.
You talk about pyrotechnics. That was crazy, even for a Pro Bowl. 62 points. I think you wore out your voice in that one, talking about all the touchdowns that were scored.
I would love to see 63 or more, though, I got to tell you. All about offense in this thing.
Pro Bowl offense. Let's go.
PAT up and good by Rosas. And it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it's finished off by a Todd Gurley touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Mahomes in the AFC now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And this is Cook with a grab. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. They'll on it here with the Chargers' Melvin Gordon. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Mahomes. And the catch made by Hopkins. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down. CD, with that incompletion, let's look at some of the big games week 13. So these are ones that our crew, let me think of the biggest 4. Let's rank them 1 to 4 as far as how big they are and what they mean. Baltimore at Buffalo, San Fran at New Orleans, KC at New England, Seattle at the Rams. How would you rank those? What do you think?
Well, this is going to sound self-serving since I'm working San Francisco and New Orleans, but to me that's the #1 game because the #1 seed in the NFC will be determined that week for that moment. Okay, the winner of that becomes the #1 seed. I think the #2 game, Seattle at the Rams, because Seattle's trying to maintain pace with San Francisco or become the #1 team in the NFC West, and the Rams have to have it if they have any designs of making the playoffs. The #3 game, Baltimore at Buffalo. Buffalo's announced its presence, that big win on Thanksgiving Day over Dallas, but Baltimore's the hottest team, the best team in the league over the last 8 weeks, and then you finish up Kansas City, New England. How is that the #4 game?
I know.
Hard to believe, but it is in this instance.
On 2nd and 11 now, Mahomes. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. To throw, it's Mahomes. Sets up the screen to Gordon. And they will stop him short. They get him to the ground at the 27, no first down. They do get 9 there on the dump off, but it's not enough. It's 4th down. Myers' kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
Well, no surprise there. Extremely reliable during the regular season. Bailed his team out time and again. Knocks another one through, this time in the Pro Bowl.
And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30. The offense for the NFC ready to get their next drive started. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well. So that changes.
Touchdown! Zach Ertz, 69 yards. And the NFC strikes quickly for 6. Well, that's pretty impressive, Charles. It's one thing to be an elite speed wide receiver and have all that yards after the catch into the end zone, but from your tight end?
Yeah, you don't get that very often. What you're describing is more like a Tyreek Hill, a Devontae Adams, and Antonio Brown. You're not talking about a guy that lines up or can line up in line and look like an extra tackle on running plays. He took that bad boy downfield just like he was a scat back.
Before the game, he told me, I'm going to have a zinger or 2 today. And I was like, oh, a zinger or 2? I guess that's a zinger, right?
That's a zinger.
And oh, he takes off with it. It's a fake. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This one taken from the 7. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The AFC offense set to take their next drive. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
It's complete to Hopkins. Now the AFC going to take a timeout. It's their second as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now here's Mahomes. And he gets it to his KC running mate. That's Tyreek Hill. Now the AFC going to use their final timeout of the half as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. To throw again on second down. Mahomes. It's Kelsey on the grab. Nifty running there, but it'll come on what should be the final play of half number one. Final shot before the half for Mahomes. And he's got his man. That's Landry. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. So we've reached half. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the third quarter. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The offense for the AFC set to go now. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. Now Mahomes. And that will be incomplete. Here's Brett Kern now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. On the return is Cohen. Oh, and now he bowls him over. Great blocking, nearly sprung him there. 28-yard return. And the NFC will take over 1st and 10. They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. And now running right through him. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Again they run with Gurley. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And he'll finally be taken down at the 2-yard line. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a first down. They'll try and push it in with Gurley. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Todd Gurley, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now, oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for him. And that one goes virtually nowhere. Tried to fake extra point, but nothing comes of it. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite, but in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
Mahomes now on first down. To the right side, it's Kelsey. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. We mentioned the history of this game, the Pro Bowl. Of course, for many folks our age, the Pro Bowl always meant a trip to Hawaii. You know, they held it there from 80 till 09, and again for a handful of years in this decade before the last 3 being here in Orlando.
And there's something to be said, no doubt about it, for getting to go to Hawaii. Imagine being named a Pro Bowler and going home and telling your family, we're headed to Hawaii for a vacation. But think about going to Orlando, especially if you've got kids. All the theme parks, all the great things to do, plus not nearly as long a flight no matter where you come from in the United States. I think it's a big deal and a good thing to have it here in Orlando.
On first down, Mahomes. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. Second down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now. The AFC thus far on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's 4th down.
And I think we'll probably see him go for it here on 4th down. No reason not to. Down a couple of scores, they have to try and make something good happen.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. He finds Hopkins complete. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. Mahomes now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Mahomes firing complete. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
This game just keeps evolving and changing, doesn't it? You got a tight end who can move around a lot. Not necessarily using a big body on him. Sometimes you take a corner, a better cover guy, and put him on him.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Khalil Mack. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. 9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. 9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Here's Mahomes to throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Now the AFC going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Mahomes throwing on 4th. Caught left side, Hopkins. And all the way in for the touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, 56 yards. As his guys are able to pull a bit closer. Tell you what, that was like a long, methodical drive that you'd see during the regular season, but now it happened here in the Pro Bowl.
Like a well-oiled machine, wasn't it? And I tell you what, on defense, those guys are subbing in and out like crazy, aren't they?
They're like, we didn't sign up for this.
Not at all. Long drives in the Pro Bowl, that's when you become magnanimous and say, hey, man, you should come out and get some plays too. Come on.
And it is gobbled up by the NFC. And now looking at the clock here, they do have 2 timeouts, but even if they force a 3 and out, they're going to have very little time remaining.
So that means they've got to be aggressive and find a way to knock the ball free. They've got to come up with it because they can't just rely, as you noted, on using their timeouts and getting the ball back. They might not have any time to mount an attack, even if they do play it that way. Get the football. That's their mantra.
On second down, here's Barkley. Powers through. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe. Now the AFC going to use their final timeout of the half as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And look at this, it's a fake. 20. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. A big breakdown defensively there on the fake punt. Turns into a huge play and a first down. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On the counter, Elliott. A good display of power, but it will only get him just inside the 5 to the 4. So, Charles, a victory for the NFC. Final thoughts on this Pro Bowl?
We had some fun, didn't we?
Absolutely.
A lot of excitement, some big plays.